What is good, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you guys here with a updated Crusadia deck profile. So with the ban list dropping and nothing getting hit on the deck, I thought, well, shoot, let's just go ahead and jump back into it. This is not the rock, like the variant I did my combo on. This is more so it does play a higher rocket count, but we still are abusing, let's see here. We're still going to abuse, oh, we passed it. We're still going to abuse LP because LP is still here. However, we are playing with the Red Eyes Darkness Metal errata. With that being said, yeah, so let's just go ahead and jump into the profile. Please, guys, remember, if you see any cards you want, please use our affiliate link down below. Also, if you guys are enjoying these sleeves, they're from Imperium Duelist. They make some high-quality sleeves, man. They're all that I use. Please just let them know Team COG sent you. And yeah, other than that, let's just go ahead and jump into the video. I'll kind of explain along the way. And yeah, so without further ado, let's just go ahead. So to start off, we play 3 Maximus. Maximus is extremely important to the strategy on 2 aspects. It is a level 4, which is what we really want, and it's a Crusadia. If you guys don't know, one of the strongest things about Crusadia is that all their cards are starters and extenders. So with that being said, like Maximus is like my all-time favorite. Maximus allows you to target a Crusadia monster that does double battle damage, which allows us for turn 3 pushes for game. And then to follow off for the next important 3 Draco. Draco's really important for the strategy, for the Guard Dragon side and the Rocket side, because Draco can turn into LP or a Striker Dragon. It's also ability to you have the ability to construct chain links while using it by making it chain 2 and whatever Magius or Crusadia monster you want is chain link 1. It has its effect allows you to return a Crusadia monster from the graveyard to your hand. Now moving on to the next, we have 3 Arborea. Arborea here is your protection from battle or destruction. She's also your tuner. I would say like these 3 are the most, and these 3 are like really important for the strategy. And yeah, but we also continue on. We play 3 Reclusia. You're just really good for going second. Not really much to say. It forces back row, can force the Roar and Rage of Salad Boy still running around. But yeah. And then 3 Aslan the Lion, probably the most least important, but we still play it because of its name. It allows you to do piercing. So again, nothing's really changed with this lineup from the past profile. We still are maxing out on all the Crusadias. Nothing really you can't do. The only way this deck really can't play is if we don't see any Crusadias whatsoever. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the dragon aspect of the deck. We do play 3 Ranru. Ranru here is if you control a spellcaster, you can special summon it, which all Crusadias turn into Magius, which is a spellcaster. And yeah, it's just a free body. There is something interesting you can do, like in worst case scenarios, if you really need the Magius to resolve, you can summon Ranru to the zone Magius points to, and then you can turn Ranru into Striker Dragon, make Striker Dragon Chainlink 2, Magius Chainlink 1, to for sure guarantee your Striker or your Magius search. But this is the only familiar that we're playing now. I decided to go back to more of a Rocket slash side because as testing, the previous build, as you guys know, we were playing a lot of the Ranrus to make the level rank 4 Dugaris to dig into Waterfront, to dig into extenders. However, I kind of thought, I was like, well, couldn't we just do the same thing? So essentially what I did is I took the list, the Rocket list I was playing with, and then like my previous list and put them together. And yeah, this is kind of where we're at now. Until we get Parallel to Exceed in the next set, Eternity Code, this is like what's going on. But for next time we played 2 Tracers, which should actually be 3 Tracers, but I just haven't got my 3rd Tracer yet. So yeah, so 2 Silver Rocket, which take note, this should be another Tracer, and 1 Magna Rocket Dragon. So you play 5 Rockets, and previously all we played was the 2 Tracers because we only played 2 because in case we opened 1, we wanted to have the ability to summon the other one off a Quick Launch. We didn't want Quick Launch to be dead. But now that we are playing the Striker Dragon and stuff like that, it's okay to see one of these cards in your hand because Draco we're always going to have access to Draco in the sense that we're always going to be able to search it off of the Magius here. So you need to be able to Magius or Draco becomes Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon gets you Boot Up Sector Launch, which Boot Up Sector Launch lets you special the rocket, the brick rocket in your hand. It allows you to get use out of it. So yeah. But we're all still playing Red MD. I have been testing this deck with the errata because I just really want to play test. That's how I function, guys. I play test prior to stuff happening just to get like a competitive edge on people, I'd say, or just to have my value testing. And we are playing this with the errata, so we're not bringing it back. We're not abusing it. We'll probably get the errata. My guess would be in Battles of Legend, which should be coming out in like a few months. So just prepare for the worst. However, if we do not get in Battle as a Legend, I might just go back to, like, you gotta also take note, like, we don't have any competitive play, no locals, no nothing, so, yeah, so, like, as of now, I've just been testing with it, and online, like, Dueling Nexus and I think Dueling Dawn of a New Era, they've already updated it to the new errata, so if you play on any of those online platforms, you're already going to be using the new errata, so. With that being said, Red MD just allows you to make Skull Dread, which Skull Dread just gets you 4 cards. With the errata, we cannot make 2 Skull Dreads, and it's like you can potentially play Brotar, would be another option you could play. And the reason I say you could play Brotar is because Brotar could turn into Striker Dragon if you want to go that route, and Brotar gives you immediate access to the mini Chaos Dragons, which we're not playing in this build because I just had to cut room for them for the Rocket package. But yeah, just worth looking into. I might just test around with Brotar, I don't know yet. But yep, 1 Red MD, and we're still playing the win condition, one of the win conditions of the deck. So the problem that I had facing like my prior build was I felt like even though I could put out boards with just Equamax without the turtle, they're very lackluster, and that's where the boards with the rockets here were so powerful, was that if I didn't see Waterfront but I saw the rockets, I was still able to put out a just almost still pressure, like powerful board. And that's where I decided, like, I took out Gamma Seal and I played with the rocket variant, and like I'm being 100% honest with you guys, I play I think a total of like 9 rockets if you count like quick launch, and you just, like, there'll be hands when you don't see it and your boards are just weak. They're almost weaker than what you would do playing the Guard Dragon package. But what the Guard Dragon package is, if you don't open a rocket or open your Waterfront, you still have the ability to go through Scare Yuja and correct your hand, and that's what I wanted to value in this build over where, like, if you play like the just the rocket variant, that you don't have the ability to go into Skull Dread. So if you don't get a rocket in your opening hand, you're not going to be able to get to one, and that's what I wanted to do. And Gamma Seal, of course, you know, it just has game in its name. It's just so powerful. I think as long as this deck can, we should still play it. I think at the current moment, there's only 2 decks out there that can currently choose to put this board up, and that's Crusadia and World Chalice. So it's just, I kind of like that. Very, very interesting. But to move on to the spells, guys, we are still playing. I still prefer this ratio because of deck thinning. I don't want to open 2 Waterfronts, but I like Terraforming because it does technically deck thin. It grabs the other copy, which allows you to potentially not dig in it off of your Skull Dread, which is, or your Dugaris. So it's still it's still the best field spell that this deck has. It just gets you, it fuels the turtle here, which is very powerful. Like I said, playing without this and like playing without it, you feel, you know, like, I'm not gonna lie, you feel weaker. And I think the reason that is because we still can play with this. We're not forced not to play with this because we can still make Skull Dread thanks to still having LP. But that's just my opinion, guys. This is like the ratio I choose. But we're moving on after Waterfront. We are playing 3 quick launch. 3 quick launch here is important to get your rockets out. It's like E-Tele. It actually amazes me that this card's still around, because this is pretty much a not once per turn emergency teleport for one of the strongest archetypes out there, which is dragons. And you just pretty much quick launch to get a dragon to go combo off. So, and now you play enough rockets in your hand, play enough rockets that it's okay if you see a rocket with quick launch. However, do take note, like, these rockets, like, if you do open like 5 rockets, it's going to be game over. But that's very much like it. Like, once we get Parallel Exceed, I'll be able to probably dumb down the engine a little bit, and we won't be so reliant on the rocket engine. But that's something that the rockets do add, is some bricks to the hand, but like usable bricks, so that really makes sense, you know. But yep, there we go. Moving on, we played Triple Call by the Grave. I do believe this is a mandatory must. You've got to be able to combo off, and like the deck can potentially play through like maybe an Ash and an Impermanence, but when they start flinging 3 hand traps your way, we have to start ducking and dodging, and that's where Call by the Grave comes in. I don't play any deck without Call by the Grave. Call me a coward if you will. I just hate hand traps. So moving on, we play 1 Succession, 1 Guard Dragon, and 1 Monster Born. This Holy Trinity here has always been in my deck. It's just super powerful, especially with Ranru and the rockets in here. World Legacy Guard Dragon has more of a purpose, and World Legacy Succession is just searchable. These 2 are searchable off a crawler. This is just busted. Not really much to say. But for the last spell card, we are playing 1 Boot Up Sector Launch. This card does not conflict with Waterfront, because I know that'll probably be a question. You just gotta you view this as a built like an extra and a searchable and extender. So like if you have Waterfront in your hand, and you have Boot Up Sector Launch, or you search the Boot Up Sector Launch, and you like get like it's just you just gotta play smart. That's all I'm gonna tell you is like if you get the boot up sector launch via Striker Dragon, go ahead and activate sector launch. Summon the monster you want to with sector launch, then go ahead and activate Waterfront over top of the boot up sector, and then combo off, and then you'll get the counters for the Waterfront. But that's my advice to you guys, and I've had like little to no like it works just fine. Yeah, can't really complain about it. I do like it. However, like this is just like, you know, hindsight is just really testing in the long run. You just gotta kind of test with it and just see how things go. But moving on, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the final traps. 2 impermanents, 1 crawler, faithful boy here. He's not a brick anymore because he's always going to be in my hand. You just take it, assume it, have him. So impermanence is in here because we have to enter Wenda. I actually will recommend playing 3 impermanents, maybe bumping this up to a 42 card deck, because like you just need to have it. I, however, don't have a second impermanent. I have not had the intention, since I'm not going to locals, to pick one up yet. So yeah, that's it for the main deck, guys. Please let me know what you guys think. But we'll go ahead and jump into the extra deck and kind of show you the changes that are done. But we are playing 2 Magius, 1 Spatho, 1 Regulex, and then 2 Equimax. We're playing 2 now because we've had some extra deck changes with the Red Eyes Darkness Metal errata. We can't like make certain cards and stuff like that, so we are playing the 2 Equimax. So because Equimax is extremely strong, as you guys know, like they're not really. It's going to be really hard for them to out the first Equimax because it's going to be protected more than likely by Arborea. He's going to be huge, and he's going to have the ability to negate something. So like he's just a high pressure card, but there are times when like your board's weaker and they will out this guy. So you just need to have access to a second one to go into for your turn 3 1 punch. 1 Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon is new. I'm still like on the fence about him. I'm not really sure. I'm still on the fence about the quick launch package in general because of just like they do add excessive bricks in your hand. But essentially what Striker Dragon allows us to do is to fetch the boot up sector launch, which turns the brick cards in our hand to not be in bricks, if that makes sense. And it's just, yeah, he's just pretty interesting. I like him. Like I said, still in testing. We're still running it through the gauntlet, but so far he's been a very good addition to the deck. I highly recommend testing him out and seeing what you guys think. 1 LP. We are only playing LP. We're not playing Pisty because essentially, if I remember right, even with Brotar, like we are not going to be able to push for a second Skull Dread, so we only need to use the Guard Dragon LP with the new Red Eyes Darkness Metal errata also. And Brotar, they don't get you to a second Skull Dread. Red Eyes Darkness Metal does with pre-errata, so like with the errata that since we're playing with, we can't make Pisty, so we're just using LP to essentially to link climb, step up into a Skull Dread, which we have Triple Burst Dragon. Triple Burst Dragon is just when, like in this scenario, like when you get to here and here, and this your combo and they stop the LP, you can just link up into Triple Burst, which is good for us to get us out of the pinch. It does have very interesting niche it does stop Shaddoll effects, so like you can put it underneath Equimax and then punch over something, and then when they activate the Shaddoll monster effect, use the stop with Triple Burst. It also does piercing too, so even if you just make this and whack into a Shaddoll, it's still pretty strong. 1 Skull Dread, because well, it's Skull Dread. It's one of the best link monsters in the game. However, we are only playing 1 because, like I said, with the errata of Darkness Metal, wherever he may be, which you think he's right here, with the errata of Darkness Metal, we can only make 1. So it's just trying to, make that and do that, and use and abuse the 1 Skull Dread. But yeah, this is how you summon off the Gamma Cell for those who don't know. Moving on, we play 1 Link Splitter. Thanks to the 2 ban lists ago, we lost Azathoth, so that means that we no longer can play around the rock. We have to play through it, which is what Link Splitter allows us to do. And then continuing, we play 1 Dragster, 1 Draco Berserker. Draco Berserker is more so in here just for the fact of well, we all know why it's in here. It's a Synchro 8, but it's in here because I don't have Savage Dragon. You can just make it with the rockets. It's pretty simple. It follows it, like if you use Tracer's Effect, you can still make this under Tracer's Effect because it's a dark. It just banishes stuff, hits things out of the hand, which is really good. Not going to really explain Dragster. Dragster has been in the deck since day 1. Thanks to Arborea, we can very easily make Dragster as a form of interruption. Finally, for the 2 XEs, Dweller and Dugaris. I do believe with zombies coming up, the zombie stuff happening pretty soon, Dweller will be very powerful. And then Dugaris is just a busted card. Like, I really can't say anything more about Dugaris. He's just super powerful. Lets us draw, fix our hands, feel our graveyard. He allows you to Monster Reborn, double battle damage. He's super powerful, but all right, guys, that is it for the profile. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, this is Charles from Team COG signing out.